Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Tuesday, May 17th, 2016, around 5:05 in the afternoon, Belleville, Massachusetts. It's been a sunny day out today, but cooler than expected. It feels like it's in the mid-60s. It was supposed to be 70, but feels like a mid-60s around this area of the Merrimack Valley. Got a little bit of a breeze, but tomorrow supposed to be in the 70s. Maybe some rain showers later on. Tomorrow or Thursday or Friday. Weekend looks good. Some news to report. The Atlanta Braves have fired their manager, Freddie Gonzalez, after a 9-28 start. It's awful. The Braves have only hit 11 home runs total as a team. That's unbelievable. And also, beIN Sports has picked up the rights to Conference USA basketball and football games. beIN Sports is a cable network that usually shows international sports, so this is the first time they're getting into domestic stuff for the United States, so that's a good move. The Chicago Cubs signed former closer Joe Nathan, and the NBA's draft lotteries tonight at 8 p.m. on ESPN. The Celtics have the third best shot to get the number one pick. They got it from the Brooklyn Nets because of the trade of Kevin Garnett and Jason Terry and Paul Pierce in 2013. And that's about it on the news. My second video blog subject of the day is about ESPN Baseball Tonight podcast. The ESPN Tonight Baseball podcast is hosted by Buster Onley, and it runs Monday through Friday from spring training to the World Series. And Buster has off-season ones during the months of November, December, January, and early February, maybe once every 2 weeks. And it's produced by Justin Mackery. And you could listen to the ESPN Tonight Baseball podcast on ESPN.com or the ESPN app. The ESPN Tonight Baseball podcast replaced Baseball Today podcast on ESPN.com for a number of years, hosted by Eric Carabell and Peter Pasquarelli. ESPN Tonight's baseball cast is usually between 35 and over an hour long, and when it started in 2013, the opening pitch was like the highlights of the top scores of the baseball games the night before, and that kind of went on for about 20 minutes of the Baseball Tonight podcast. They eventually moved that to a separate podcast called ESPN Tonight's Scoreboard podcast. And after that was done, that was called The First Pitch. Then during the week, Buster Only would have a special baseball insider guest from ESPN.com. Mondays, he usually has Jerry Krasnick, who writes for ESPN.com. Tuesday, Jason Stark of ESPN.com. Wednesday, Tim Kirchin of ESPN.com. Thursday, Keith Law of ESPN.com. And Friday, it was the Baseball Tonight Baseball Tonight crew, Justin Hayden, who produced Baseball Tonight, and Carl Ravage of Baseball Tonight, the host of Baseball Tonight. Usually these insiders will talk about the topics of baseball and what's been going on. They would talk about 25 to 30 minutes. Then usually Buster Only would interview a player or a manager, or sometimes he would have inside heat, and usually the inside heat was like a beat writer from a sports team talking about, problems with their rotation, or how they're going on a hot streak or a cold streak, or manager being fired, etc., etc. And then they usually have bleacher tweets when Josh Mackery would usually read bleacher tweets that fans would send. You follow that on Baseball Tonight on Twitter, and usually Buster reads 3 or 4 of them per show, and then he usually has one last thing, which usually is something that happened so many years ago, the anniversary of a major baseball event, and he would usually have some audio of it. A lot of stuff that's real interesting, and also he has this date in baseball history at the beginning of it, so he has a lot of history stuff in there mixed in with current stuff and interviews, and also he has Call to the Legends, which happens once in a while, call to a baseball Hall of Fame or a former player or manager or broadcaster, current or former. And the Baseball Tonight podcast on ESPN is real great. Get a lot of baseball information news from that, and I listen to it every single day, and they do, and Buster Only has not had Chris Berman on the Baseball Tonight podcast as of yet, but that might be coming one of these days. Back on! And that's about it on ESPN Baseball Tonight podcast with Buster Only, and I'll be back with the third and final video blog of the night, which will be about Kelly Nash of my personality profile tonight from MLB Network and NHL Network. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Bunny guy. Molly Rosenblatt of WCCO Lux has nice legs. Elizabeth Pat is so stunning. She's the best. Amy Swenzy of Wish 2 Locks, and Linda Church of WPIX 11 is so sweet, and she's a cougar. And in the words of Dr. Thomas Sharkey, this action will not be tolerated at BMHS. Don't forget shoutouts, plugs, questions, comments, concerns, and other stuff. Private message me. Follow me on Twitter at Chewy7.com, at Chewy7, and like my YouTube page. It's Rich Sarasol, so I'm growing on social media. Bye.